Well, joining me for this discussion is social commentator Smart Akpejoye, while Ambrose Igboke joins me via Skype from Enugu. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
All right, you're welcome, Smart.
Good morning. I'm back to the Muslim viewers.
All right, Ambrose, it's good to hear your voice again. Now, let me begin with you, Ambrose. A cross-section of Nigerians have been reacting to this meeting by the southern governors. Some have said that these demands seemingly are progressive, while others say that there's seemingly nothing new that they have said. I wonder what your reaction is.
Well, my reaction, first of all, is to appreciate the efforts of the governors. For the first time in a long while, southern parts of Nigeria are very much united in articulating their needs. Before now, it used to be caucuses of the zonal structure. For example, South governors, Southeast governors, Southwest governors. But now, for the first time in a very long while, the whole 17 governors of the southern states came together, southern region of Nigeria came together to speak with one voice, despite the party differences. This is a huge step if you have been watching the political landscape of Nigeria. For the first time in a very long while, they put aside their party differences and came together to articulate the problems of the region. The northern governors have been meeting frequently over the years, more than the southern governors. So it is a step in the right direction. And they made some far-reaching decisions that were conveyed in that communique. The open grazing is one of the major high points of that communique that I see. If they, each governor can go back home and domesticate that communique and ensure that open grazing is banned in their place and enforce it, then we can start having some minimal effects of the clashes of herdsmen and farmers, or the intrusion and invasion of communities by the herdsmen. Some of the governors have done that. For example, Ondo State have banned open grazing and are enforcing it, some of the governors. So they can borrow a leaf from there and see how these things can be domesticated and enforced. It is a step in the right direction because for the first time, if we have a concerted approach to insecurity issues bedeviling the south of Nigeria, because it has metamorphosed into a very, very serious situation where indeed the governors have to wake up, and indeed they have. And we hope that this will continue, and so that a lasting solution can be found for the insecurity in the region.
All right, let's bring the conversation to the studio now. Let's get Smart's reaction to this development. He has said it's a step in the right direction, and the high point for him was the ban on open grazing. I wonder what the high point for you was from the communique.
First, I think I'll probably follow this line. You see, in the first place, we'll look at it in the south, in the southern part of the country. What has been our problem majorly? The problem has been these elders-farmers clashes. And that have now resulted again into so many persons leaving their farm, probably for the fear of not wanting to be killed or not wanting to be attacked. Now, that has given room for the escalation of high cost of foodstuff, agricultural materials. So now look at it. What is the major problem we have in hand? It is the fact that people can no longer farm the way they used to farm. It's a problem that when I cultivate my land, all of a sudden cow will come and destroy the crops. And if I want to complain, maybe because somebody is carrying AK-47 or somebody is carrying cutlass, so many women again has been raped in the course of this, and they are always pointing an accusing finger to this set of people. In the first place, it was the right direction to say, look, let us ban this open grazing. And again, you now look at it now. Again, you see, the advancement has to do with development. If you are developing, you look at it. What are we? If we are developing to get to take us to where we are supposed to be, or we are developing to go backward? If it is to move forward, you now look at it. Presently, this nomadic form of cattle rearing, look, this thing is long outdated. In the first place, it is not healthy for the herders themselves. It is not healthy for the animals themselves. On the other side, on the other side again, it is not even healthy for the nation. And you now begin to look at it again. And again, you are not maximizing the potentials in cattle rearing. Because they are, if you have a ranch. If you have a ranch,
yes.
If you have a ranch or you have a colony where you see, you will probably get milk. You probably get fresh milk. You probably use the waste as organic fertilizer, or you process it. You process it again to get biogas. There are so many things that you can use.
But it seems those from that region, the northern region, are not seeing things the way you are seeing it now, because they have been reacting that if the southern governors are saying that there should be a ban on open grazing, then perhaps they should provide lands for the herders. You
see, in the first place, I think it's just for the fact that we do not have a government in place, as far as I'm concerned. If we have a government that takes care of everybody, that listen to the nation, you see, we probably will not get, the governors will not even have to talk. It is the president that will, it is the
but
president
the government
that will
came with the National Livestock Transformation
Plan. Now, let me tell you, let me land. In the first place, that I'm doing cattle rearing, that is my personal business.
Right.
My personal business should not infringe on your rights to farm. I do piggery. I cannot take my pigs to the north because it is not allowed. But if you can bring your cow to the south because it is allowed, in the first place, then you must do your business confining with laid down principle. You will not use your cow to come and destroy my crop. It is wrong. It is because of the fact that it is the government, it is the federal government that should be at the forefront of this. Look, talk to all these Meyati cattle or whatever. Say, look, give them the benefits that you will derive if you have a cattle colony. And again, this is your business. Go and buy land and do your business. It is not the business of government. Talking about today, the major problem we have today has to do with this cattle rearing. And again, either you are doing cattle, whatever, you are doing it for yourself. It is your own personal business. So if it is your personal business, you must find a way of doing your business so that it does not infringe on my own right.
All right.
So if that, I am in support of this, at least I'm in support of these governors banning this open grazing, and they should take it beyond. It's not just going to Asaba to talk.
Ambrose said, they should look at domesticating
exactly.
Yeah.
I was coming as I was driving this morning. This morning, even as on this between Ikorodu and my 12, there are still some cattle there.
On the road?
On the road.
Right. Okay.
So, in the first place, if we have to do it, let us do it properly. And let us enforce it. You cannot tell me because you want to do your business, you must do it by force. No. There must be conducive, if you are doing it, you must confine with the law. If the governors have said, look, no more cattle, no more what's it called? Open grazing. So be it.
Perhaps this is why the governors are saying that they should convoke a national conference, Ambrose, such that everyone can speak up about these issues and everyone have, perhaps there should be a level playing field for everyone to understand the various issues they have come up with.
Well, I think what we should, what I differ a little, I think we should convoke a national security summit, not a national conference. We have been having conferences in the past. National conference is more elaborate, but I think the immediate problem we have is the insecurity. Therefore, we should convene a national security summit arising from what the insecurity that has been created by these headers. Firstly, it is very surprising and agitating that northern governors, a few northern governors, still feel that it is their right for headers to trample on people's farms, to destroy people's crops, to invade communities and destroy lives. In the 21st century, where we are talking about 5G and the 3D printing and the rest, and making holidays in the moon, some people are still talking about having grazing routes and all sorts of antiquated methods of animal husbandry and rearing. This is not the Nigeria we are talking about. We cannot be backward while other countries are moving forward. Therefore, the states who want to provide, do ranching is, as my colleague has said, cattle ranching is a private business. Just because I want to plant tomatoes does not mean I will go to government land and cultivate my tomatoes there. Just because I want to sell spare parts market does not mean I will construct my shops on the highway. So you cannot come to people's land and take over there and say you want to graze. And there's something that is ever happening that is very, very intriguing. In the north, there are large farmlands there. Cultivation of farm is very much in the north. I don't see issues of cattle grazing on those farms. So why is it happening so much in the north, in the south? We have large farmlands, very plenty farmlands in the north. And because north is the bedrock of food supply in Nigeria. I've not heard issues in the news about cattle grazing on those farmlands. Therefore, there's more that meets the eye when it comes to this cattle coming to the south and then destroy crops. I mean, there have been cattle open grazing for many years. Before now, we don't hear this kind of thing. This issue started like 10 years ago, where we started having pockets of news about this, and it escalated like 6 years ago. Therefore, there's something that also works that meets the eye that we need to look critically at. Is it just about farm grazing, or is it about some hidden agenda that we need to unravel? Then, when you talk about the communique that the government has, the southern governors has made, they should go ahead and fortify. There are points of entry to the south. There are borders, state borders, states bordering with the northern part of Nigeria. Some of them, like Ondo State, like Enugu State, and some other states that are bordering northern Nigeria. This is where the cattle move in. So they should, as southern governors, they should support these governors that are in these border towns to try to, stop this open grazing from those borders. Because if they don't enter from those border states, they will not infiltrate the hinterland of the southern Nigeria. I think that is where they should start, to help to beef up that security. You cannot disrupt people's land because you are farming. You cannot. And it is not allowed. So the northern governors that have a large acreage of land should provide ranches. Remember, as far back as almost 70-something years ago, Obudu Ranch was created because of ranch. We had ranching systems in the north. So that should be reactivated. A lot of governors have promised to do that, like Kano State Governor, even I think Niger State Governor has promised to build ranches.
And even Zamfara. All right, we because of want of time, Ambrose, we need to really quickly tie things up. So I need to come back to the studio so that Smart Akpeju can touch on something quickly. And that is about the issue of restructuring. They are saying that the governors are saying that something has to be done with the issue of restructuring, and that has to be done as quickly as possible. But then again, we are seeing reactions even from the Arewa Consultating Forum saying that the call for restructuring will divide Nigeria. Are we still at the level where a lot of persons don't seemingly understand what the restructuring is really about?
You see, in the first place, if we're talking about restructuring, I am not too favorably disposed to even the call of restructuring. Even the powers that the governors have now, how well are they using it?
Right.
You understand? The power to create wealth. Go and see all these states. They go to Abuja to beg to call for money at any latest point in time. They are asking the federal government to bail them out. It is not because the federal government have all the resources. The resources they have. You see, I keep saying something that maybe because I've done so many research. Look, if Benue alone is going to maximize their potentials on agriculture, Benue will feed the whole of West Africa. Because I've traveled around the length and breadth of Benue State. There was a time I visited Benue State. There was one juice producing company. Everything has been set up, including residential accommodation for even the people to work in the plant, for almost 10 years. Aside when Akume was there as governor, that place has not taken off. So if we begin to look, and then we import juice, up to today we still import juice, even though we have so many in Nigeria. Go to some supermarkets today, you still see imported juice. For goodness sake, if governors, let them even use the power that they have Let us even concentrate on agriculture. If we concentrate on agriculture, if we're able to tackle insecurity and we develop our potentials on tourism, for goodness sake, no governor will go to this thing. Let us even leave that call for restructuring. That might be something that's
perhaps that will lead us to the pathway of true federalism. That's what they are talking about.
If we're talking about true federalism, in the first place, let us first of all look at it. Like I keep saying something there. If you want to solve a problem, don't go and look at the hardest one. Let us take it from the scratch. The scratch now is that people are hungry. How do we reduce the poverty level? When Buhari said he wants to take 100 million people out of poverty, I was looking at a place where what we followed will now be a blueprint on agriculture. A blueprint, if you have a proper blueprint on agriculture and it is well implemented, I tell you, we will even take every Nigerian out of poverty. Agriculture alone. We don't even want to talk about tourism. So let them leave all this issue of restructure. The ones that you have, how well are you using it? Ogun State has a very vast land. Let Ogun State concentrate on agriculture. You will be surprised at what they will get. Osun State, followed by Osun State, followed by Ondo State. What stops you from enhancing your potentials on agriculture? Everything that they have. Today, agriculture is always being relegated. Don't mind all this noise they make that they are developing agriculture. Let them really come out and tell us how well they are developing it. They have neglected agric, and that is why today, if you bring coconut from Togo or from Ghana, people will even prefer coconut from Ghana than the coconut from Badagry, and coconut from Badagry is the best. How well have we done that? Are we even adding values again to what we have? Let us add value to even coconuts. You will be surprised that the entire Badagry axis will be gainfully employed.
All right.
So I'm not even calling for structure. The power that you have, let us even use that for to maximize our gains.
All right. Ambrose, one last question before we let you go is the aspect of state policing. And what concerns a lot of Nigerians with this demand by the southern governors is if the governors will walk or act within the ambit of the law if eventually this takes off.
Well, first of all, the current situation where a man sits in Abuja and controls command structures in the geopolitical zones, command structures in the state government, states, command structures in the local government and even community, it's an aberration to modern policing. You cannot, a man is commissioner of police in a state and he does not take instructions from the governor of the state. Yet you call the governor of the state the chief security officer. It's a paradox. So we need to rejig the security architecture of Nigeria. Already, many states are already having a state police in form of neighborhood watches and all kinds of security apparatus, because it is very clear that the Nigerian police force cannot police all the nook and cranny of the country. Therefore, I don't know why people are running away from it, that governors will abuse it and the rest. Are we having a perfect police as it is now? So it is the human beings that abuse systems, not the system that is put in place. And when we go to countries we are trying to emulate, like the United States of America, you have the county police. I mean, you have the metropolitan police. You have state police. You have the federal police. So because they know their country is large, one man can sit down somewhere and start controlling the police even in my village. Therefore, the call for state police, or if people are afraid of the name state police, they can use another name. But what we need is that it's not about the nomenclature. It's about how to correctly police your environment, so that to ensure that security of life and property are placed at high priority. As it is now, we cannot effectively police the country with the few number of policemen we have.
All right, Ambrose, we'll leave the conversation there. Thank you so much for your time on the program. And we must also thank you, Smart Akpejiri. We have run out of time right now.
Thank you so much. And
thank you for
having me.
Thank you.
And Ramadan Kareem to our Muslim brothers and sisters.
All right.